A juvenile gray whale is washed ashore at a local beach right now. We are there live with what's happening this morning.
Certain polling centers will be open starting tomorrow. We're in Pacific Beach breaking down everything you need to know ahead of Election Day.
A lot of people are afraid of coming down here.
The growing number of encampments in Little Italy and what residents are doing about it.
You left my top up on a pole. Can you come get it down? And he said no.
What happened after this woman says city crews sent her trash can lid flying?
Hullabaloo celebrates 20 years by performing 20 shows in 20 days that are kid approved.
It's 6 a.m. on Friday, February 23rd, and you're up with CBS 8. Thanks for joining us at 6 a.m., everyone. Glad you're with us on this Friday. I'm Eric Connard.
And I'm Neda Irampour. Yeah, we have a lot to get to on this Friday, but I'm glad to report our weather. Ooh, picture
we like
perfect.
that.
Yeah, look at this view. This is downtown. This is the camera by the airport. I mean, it is glistening across San Diego right now, and we are going to see temperatures inching up pretty nicely into the 70s for today. Here's our view, east-facing camera, San Miguel, as you see, ahead of the sunrise. I think it's going to be a really pretty sunrise. 51 degrees for downtown San Diego, and this afternoon, 70-degree weather. I'll have your full weekend forecast and our chance of rain coming up here in just a few minutes. And now let's get right to our top story here. Right now, a juvenile gray whale. This is ashore at La Jolla Shores.
Yeah, the whale washed up yesterday afternoon. CBS 8's Alex Lai live in La Jolla with what's expected to happen here this morning. Alex?
Good morning. Yeah, that's right. This whale washed up about 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Take a look. I'm at La Jolla Shores, right down from the marine room. As you can see, this whale is floating in the water yesterday. NOAA officials said that it was about waist-high water. Lifeguards said it's pretty low. We were on the sand earlier, but as the tide is coming in, the waves are definitely coming in. You can see the whale moving back and forth. Now, as of yesterday at sundown, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, said that the whale was still alive and they were leaving it overnight to see if it could bring itself back into the ocean. Obviously, it did not get back into the ocean all the way. It is still here on the beach where they last saw it, and so NOAA officials said they would be coming back to the beach at this spot at around dawn this morning. So as soon as the sun rises within the next 30 minutes to an hour, they will hopefully be back here seeing how they can remove the whale, bring it back into the ocean possibly, and if it is still alive or not. So yesterday when they came, they did an assessment. They said that it is a juvenile, so just a few years old, has barnacles on it, and is just about 24 feet long, so not too big of a whale, but is still too big for people to be able to push it back in. Around 10 p.m. last night, we did see people trying to move the whale back into the ocean, but unfortunately we're unsuccessful in doing so. So back out here live, you can see that right down from the marine room restaurant right here, right down, you can see this whale floating. Yesterday it was on the sand. Now as the high tide is coming in about 8:30 this morning, it is starting to float a little bit. Hopefully we will see NOAA officials coming down as soon as the sun is rising and see what next steps they want to take in removing this whale, and also any status on if it is alive or its health, why it washed up. We'll be here all morning keeping you updated. In La Jolla Shores, Alex Lai, CBS 8.
Now the tide coming in around 8:12 will be high tide, so you see the water already working its way up. Wow, surreal to see that whale so close to the marine room. Thank you, Alex, for that live report. We'll check with you soon. And now, as you see on your screen, California primary election less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah, and if you're ready to make your voices heard here, some voting centers are opening up here tomorrow. CBS 8's Regina Yorita live in Pacific Beach with everything you need to know here. Regina?
Yeah, good morning, guys. It's election season, so a lot of people are excited to cast their ballot. Now, certain areas will be open starting tomorrow at 8 a.m. But before you head to these polling centers, you should find out which one is your polling place. Now, ahead of election, there are a couple things that you need to know, so we're going to break it down for you. First, we should know that the deadline for ballots to start getting mailed was February 5th. If you lost your ballot or need a new one, you can head to San Diego County's Register of Voters to register for a replacement. If you're looking to register, you can complete a voter registration application online at the state's Register to Vote website, or you can also pick up a paper application at your county elections office. If you don't know if you're registered to vote, you can check your voter registration status at any time to make sure it's current and you're eligible to vote. San Diego County residents can already drop off ballots. Early voting started on February 5th. Now, registered voters across California will have the opportunity to choose candidates in the U.S. Senate, Congress, state legislature, and of course your party's top candidate for the President of the United States. Now, back out here at the Taylor Library, outside of the Taylor Library, this is just one area where you can go to, but of course for those who have their polling center at this location. Now, all polling centers will be open on March 2nd, and of course Election Day is March 5th. That's latest in Pacific Beach. I'll send things back to you guys.
Regina, thank you. This morning, former President Donald Trump and Nikki Haley are making a final push for votes in South Carolina ahead of tomorrow's primary. This is Haley's home state, where she previously served as governor. Haley is touting a new poll showing she has a better chance of defeating President Joe Biden than Trump. But heading into tomorrow's contest, Trump has a commanding lead over Haley among likely GOP voters. Regardless, she is vowing to keep going.
After South Carolina, the next day I'm headed to Michigan, and then we're going to Super Tuesday states.
She's governor, but people don't like her too much, and she's hurting the party.
If Haley doesn't win her own state tomorrow, it could be hard to see how she would win the nomination. Again, here are some primary election dates to remember. All voting centers will open on March 2nd. Election Day is on March 5th. On that day, vote centers and the registrar's office will open at 7 a.m. Coming up later this hour, we will hear from candidates for San Diego mayor.
This morning, we're waiting to learn the cause of death of the two bodies found in the Tijuana River. We brought this to you live during our midday shows yesterday. Police got reports about a body in the river near Clearwater Way and Dairy Mart Road, but crews had to pause the search and recovery efforts until yesterday. I apologize. They got the word on Wednesday, and then they had to wait until Thursday morning for the recovery. Investigators say the bodies appear to be males. The medical examiner's office says one of them had trauma to his upper body, indicating he was murdered. The other had no obvious signs of injury. If you are one of the many still recovering from last month's floods, today is your last day to apply for the county's temporary housing. The county is currently providing safe housing for more than 400 families. The emergency temporary lodging program is for 30 days. You must apply by 6 p.m. today, so it's an important deadline here. You can call 211 to apply. Right now, some officials warn migrants may start being dropped off at a local transit stations again after the county's migrant center closed. It shut down yesterday because it ran out of funding. Before it opened a few months ago, asylum seekers were dropped off at trolley stations after they were being processed by Border Patrol. Supervisor Jim Desmond says we could now see a surge in people sleeping at airports, bus stops, or in city streets.
All right, take a look at this video here. Encampments along Grape Street here in Little Italy. We have learned hundreds of encampments have been reported in recent days through the city's Get It Done app. There's been more than 600 in the past week. Some residents feel the no camping ban that went into effect at the end of July is not being enforced.
There's tents everywhere. People can't even walk on the sidewalks. The homeless people, if you walk by the tents, they get belligerent. They cuss people out. They threaten people. That is unacceptable. The city has to do more.
The San Diego Neighborhood Coalition and Little Italy Association plan to hold a public meeting on Monday with local officials and law enforcement. This morning, sailors aboard the USS Carl Vinson will be returning to San Diego. The Vinson Strike Group has been on a 4-month deployment. Military officials say the group operated in, quote, heavily navigated waters in support of regional security, stability, and a free and open Indo-Pacific. The ship arrives at Naval Air Station North Island at 10 a.m., and we will be there to show you all the families welcoming them home at 11 a.m. One of our favorite stories to cover here at CBS.
Yes, happy homecoming.
Service members coming back.
And you know what? It's going to be perfect, picture perfect San Diego weather for them. So glad that the weather will be on their side, welcoming them with sunshine and 70-degree temperatures. That's what we get on this Friday. So happy Friday to you. It is starting off a little chilly because we do have higher clouds joining us, not the low marine layer that typically kind of keeps our mornings warmer, but 46 in Poway, 47 El Cajon, 49 La Mesa, a little bit cooler for inland valleys than what you were experiencing yesterday. Downtown, you're at 51, 50 50 in Chula Vista. And over the next 12 hours for downtown, you're headed to the mid-70s, 75 degrees. It's the winter after all, and we certainly had, cooler temperatures this week, this month, this year even, so we're now warming up quite nicely for today, above average. We should be in the 60s, but here we are, upper 70s. Like to go above average, right? 77 in Escondido and Poway, Miramar, La Mesa, very popular number for all of our inland valleys. Chula Vista, you'll be at 75 today, 78 in El Cajon. Borrego also at 77, which is a sign of Santa Ana winds. When our deserts typically are cooler than our inland valleys, our winds are coming in from the desert, warming things up on the west side of the mountains. So that's what we are getting today. Hey, if you have little ones, want to go to the playground, it's a great day for that. Mid-70s with a few clouds joining you. Looks like just high clouds are in the mix today. Mid-70s for hiking today, Mount Woodson. So overall, an outdoor, get out there, enjoy on this Friday. This weekend, what we'll experience is still the remnants of this ridging, the warmer weather, but clouds will be here. So it'll be a grayer kind of weekend. Then Monday, that's when our next chance of rain is. This low, it's an interesting one. It could cut off a little bit. So we'll time out exactly how long it's going to stick around and how much rain it'll bring us in just a little bit. For now, though, checking in on traffic and your drive times look great on this Friday. Yeah, it'll take you 9 minutes to get from the 5 southbound to the border. So that's pretty good timing there. As we check out our sites across San Diego County, no crashes on our major freeways. So that's always a good thing. So yeah, it should be fine when you're headed out on the roads. And now here's a look at border wait times from Customs and Border Protection website. It's 100 minutes for the general line. That's to get from Mexico into San Diego at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. And it'll take about 70 minutes right now for the general line at the Otay Mesa Port of Entry.
Still ahead here, how San Diego will mark 2 years since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Plus, a U.S. spacecraft just landed on the moon. Why this is so historic.
I'll be darned if the top wasn't all the way on that pole.
Trash trouble. We hear from more San Diegans who say their trash bins have been destroyed.